How do you introduce a legendary supervillain like Doctor Doom? Option A. Have him brutally overpower the Fantastic Four, leaving them broken and forcing them to evolve in order to overcome him. Or option B. Have him send them back to the age of piracy to steal some booty while accidentally turning Ben into the actual historical pirate Blackbeard. If you chose option B, then you truly understand the Silver Age of Marvel Comics. Things kick off with a mysterious figure cloaked in shadow and inner family drama as Johnny is once again poking fun at Ben. And as always, chaos ensues. But their fight's cut short as the power to the Baxter building mysteriously goes out and a large, and I mean large, net drops over the entire building. And from up on high, Doctor Doom himself hails the Fantastic Four from his cute little shark helicopter. So I have so many questions about the logistics of this net. Did he weave the thing himself? How did he get all of that material onto that tiny chopper? Was it sorcery? A bag of holding? The world may never know. Anyways, Reed immediately recognizes the voice as someone that he thought was long dead, which brings us to villain origin time. Reed and Victor Von Doom attended the same college. Victor was a brilliant student who was fascinated with sorcery and black magic. His obsession with dark experiments would eventually blow up in his face though, literally, as a test went very wrong, disfiguring his features and getting him expelled from the university. This didn't stop Doom though, as he would continue his hunt for forbidden knowledge. And so back in the present, we get our first close-up look at Doctor Doom as he makes his demands of the Fantastic Four, send him Sue Storm to hold as a hostage. At this point, I found myself slightly irritated, as Sue has played the damsel in distress in just about every issue, and I was kind of hoping that eventually we could find some other kind of plot thread for her, at least once in a while. And thankfully, this issue would later pleasantly surprise me on that front. Anyways, with Sue at his side, Doom then orders the rest of the Fantastic Four to board a ship as prisoners before zipping off to his own personal castle. In the throne room of Doom's castle, he tells them that he wants them to travel back in time using a device that he invented and retrieve Blackbeard's treasure, all the while casually stroking his pet tiger. Honestly, pretty metal, pun intended. They decide to play along with Doom's scheme for the moment, and so a few panels later, we find ourselves dropped right smack in the middle of a Pirates of the Caribbean film with a 48-hour timer. So buckle up mateys, cause these be strange waters. It just so happens that our squad immediately stumbles on a few pirates that are stealing a huge bundle of clothing and accessories, even including a fake beard and a wig for Ben. And so we find ourselves kitted out in the latest in pirate fashion. A couple of minutes in a rowdy tavern, and the boys find themselves drugged up and dragged aboard a pirate vessel in some odd form of recruitment ritual. But upon waking and pissed off about being hero napped, Ben proceeds to burst onto the deck and beat the heck out of the dozen or so crew members with small assists from his friends. The pirates give up in awe of their abilities, referring to them as the miraculous ones. But there's no time to dilly-dally because there is another ship off in the distance and it's loaded with treasure. Possibly even the booty of Blackbeard that we seek. So Ben rallies the crew as though they have been following him forever, and we go to battle with the enemy ship. Johnny dive bombs into the water, creating a smokescreen to cover their attack, and Reed turns himself into a nifty little water bridge for the crew to cross on, and Ben clobbers. So yeah, the battle is short-lived and they win with just about no issue, as his newfound pirate crew hails Ben as Blackbeard, Scourge of the Seven Seas. Didn't see that one coming. So Reed and Johnny find a chest loaded with treasures. They come to realize that Ben was actually Blackbeard all along, that they came back in time to find themselves. With no intention to actually give the treasure to Doom, they split the treasure amongst the crew and they fill the chest with worthless chains. They had agreed to bring him the chest, but not the treasure inside of it. So Ben is now officially the new captain of the crew, and he's decided he has no intention of ever going back to the future. And I get it, brother. Your life sucks with everyone treating you like a disfigured monster, and you feel accepted here. But he really handled this whole situation really poorly. Luckily, a giant tornado would randomly show up to beat some sense into our wayward rock monster, destroying the ship and leaving them washed up on a barren island. Afterwards, Ben feels like a huge idiot, and he admits that he got caught up in the moment, and before you ding dong know it, it's time to go back to present day, and once again in the presence of Doom. They offer up the chest, and Doom eagerly opens it, hoping to find items that were owned by Merlin himself, items that would make him nearly invincible. Sucks to be you, my friend. A short interaction between Reed and Johnny about Namor possibly finding the treasures because they were lost at sea kind of makes me think that this is a setup for a future issue. Ben does a bit of a sneaky and comes up behind Doom just as he realizes he's been had, and he gives him a giant wallop. But as he breaks into a bunch of metal chunks, we find out that this wasn't the real Doom and merely a robot. The real Doom is above them, and he seals them in, draining all the oxygen from the space. And so our heroes lay on the floor, gasping for breath. But in all the action, Doom forgot about the team's fourth member, as Sue causes a small explosion, disrupting Doom, and is able to open a door into the airtight room just in time. So props to you. You did a thing, Sue. Good job. Anyways, they escape the castle and try to force Doom to come out and fight them by circling the entire thing in flames. But he ain't having none of that, as he uses a jetpack to flee to the scene. Johnny tries to pursue him, but his flames run out and he falls from the sky as Doom makes his getaway. My one question though, what happened to the tiger? Poor guy. And so our team of heroes is left wondering what happens now that Doom is on the loose. This wasn't the issue I was expecting for the first appearance of such an iconic villain. What did you think? Let me know in the comments below, and if you're interested, check out more of my 1960s Marvel journey. Thanks for watching.